Hello and welcome to class number 28 of the UPSC Mains Answer Writing Initiative, a place where we are trying to simplify mains answer writing for all of you. Thank you so much for being very regular in this class. I hope this is helping you improve your answer writing skills. As you know, in this session, we try and take up a previous year question asked by the UPSC in the mains examination, answer that particular question in a proper form, and then at the end also give you a homework which you can submit to me via email, and I'll be happy to give you a feedback on that along with marking. Also, if you're new here, you have still not subscribed to our channel, please do that right now. Also, you can join the Telegram channel. The link is in the description of the video. I upload all the PDFs of these lectures on the channel which you can download for your future revision purposes. If you're new here and you did not attend the earlier classes, I would like to remind you that in class number 1 of this series, the very first class, we discussed about the structure of answer writing. So if you are new here, this is the first time trying to write an answer, please watch first class of this series. The link of the playlist is in the description of the video. In that video, we discuss about the introduction of the answer, how to write the introduction, what to write, what not to write in the introduction, how to approach the main body, what to include, what to exclude, and how to approach the conclusion, where to write the way forward, where not to write. All these things we had discussed in class number 1. Please go through that if you have not seen that so far. If you have done with that, let's see what is the question that we are facing today. So today we have taken up a question from GS1 2023 paper. Discuss the impact of post-liberal economy on ethnic identity and communalism. So the question is post-liberal economy, basically post-1991. What was the impact on number 1, ethnic identity of the people and communalism? Now it's a tricky question in the sense that you know what happened after 1991. The economy opened up, there were many more job opportunities, standard of living increased, many people came out in the open. Entrepreneurship wise, it was a big boost for India. Many new businesses opened up. We privatized, so the government of India took a step back, allowing the private sector to boom. All these things happened. The tricky part here is how do we write them in the terms of ethnic identity and communalism, right? That is a tricky part. So from ethnic identity point of view, you have to think of points such as those sections of the society that did not used to be a major did not used to have rather major representation in India's formal sector, tribal community, or let's say backward classes. Many of them came up, they got many more job opportunities, many more education opportunities, many of them became entrepreneurs as well. There were negative impacts as well, and we have still seen negative impact. For example, the tribal community that holds forest and their land very near to them. Lot of them were diverted to private sector. Lot of these lands and forests were diverted to big companies, big organizations that they did not like. So you have to think from the point of view of what happened after 1991 and which of this can I include into these categories of ethnic identity and communalism. You all know what happened after 1991. That is not a difficult part. The difficult part is how to actually now put that into perspective of what the question is asking. Let's see if we can do that. In the introduction, we will begin with a short fact about post-liberal or post-reforms India. As we know, after the 1991 budget, Indian economy opened up. We saw large-scale economic reforms in terms of privatization, liberalization, and globalization. That has had a major impact on both ethnic identity and communalism. So this is something that will be an intro. You don't need to give out, there's no big fact that you can give. Nothing is hidden. It's not a big hidden fact that 1991 was the year of the reforms. So we'll just expand on what the question is about, and then we'll reach to the main body. Now in the main body, we'll have to write about the impact on ethnic identity first. So let's divide this into positive and negative impact. Positive impact, first major impact of LPG reforms, economic empowerment of different types of people belonging to different backgrounds, because before 1991, there was a very few people who had opportunities to employ others, to do business or to have jobs. Economic empowerment became much widespread after 1991 reforms. Cultural exchange took place as more and more people from backward classes came out and started taking part in formal employment opportunities. There was much more cultural exchange. People got to know each other. Barriers were broken. Many people who did not know about other cultures. For example, today when you work in a corporate sector, you work with thousands of people and all of them come from 8 different backgrounds. Some of them come from different states, they come from different religion. You celebrate all these festivals together and you come to know about their way of life that involves cultural exchange. It has also led to regional identity and entrepreneurship. As I told you earlier, only bigger cities in India, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, were the hubs of entrepreneurship. Now it has evolved and broken barriers. You see entrepreneurs coming up from smaller cities as well. That has also been an impact of LPG reforms. Then there are negative impact of this. There is economic disparity that still continues. There is a big gap between rich and the poor that keeps on increasing year on year. Communal homogenization means because of this global consumer culture through liberalization, a lot of local cultures have taken a backseat. In India, you see a lot of people celebrating festivals like Halloween, etc., which were never a part of Indian culture. Rather than giving emphasis to our Indian festivals and cultures, a lot of people now have forgotten celebrating our own festivals and rather are pushing towards festivals of Western countries. That has also had a negative impact on our identity. Then there is regional disparity. Some parts of the country have become much richer as compared to the other. Some parts of the country have had much more resources as compared to the other. These are negative impacts. So these are positive and negative impacts of how ethnic identity has been impacted. Now coming to communalism. Now in communalism again, basically what they mean by communalism is community wise. How has the impact been? Here again, if you want, you can write positive, negative separately. I have written this in one single go rather than writing it separately for positive and negative. So LPG reforms have opened up new economic opportunities for all the communities. It has led to making of one big fraternity, as I told you. Private sector has boomed. Job opportunities for all the sections of the societies have come up, not just one religion or not just one community. It has led to confidence building, spread of culture and culture of different parts. India's culture going outside or Western culture coming to India, all that cultural exchange has happened because of how economy has opened up post 1991. Then there is resource competition that has led to some issues in between the communities. And you see a lot of debate in this election season where the ruling party is alleging that a former prime minister said that minorities have the first right on the country's resources. So there is a competition for resources. That will always be the case in a country where resources are limited and the population is exploding. It has led to inequality, rise in communal identities has happened in urban areas even today. Now, you are not expected to remember and write all these points. I got an email from a student a few days back where he asked me, can I remember some introductions and then maybe I will be able to score better. But again, the point is, UPSC is such exam where you cannot remember answers. It's not a school or college type of an exam. You don't know what question will be asked. Questions differ every single year. The reason why we are answering these questions is not because so that you can remember these answers. That is not the point. The point here is you have to understand how to face questions and what to write, what not to write. Content will obviously be different for different answers depending on what the question is. So don't think that you have to remember all of this. You have to take an idea about preparing your mind how to face questions when these kind of unknown questions are asked to you. We'll conclude here by writing the impact of the liberal economy post-liberalization. It has had a major role to play in our development and prosperity, but at the same time, it has had an indisputable impact on our ethnic identity and communalism as well. and we need to take efforts, take steps in order to make sure that these fault lines don't broaden very much. This is a homework for you from geography. How are fjords formed? Why do they constitute some of the most picturesque areas of the world? Technical question from geography. If you don't know it, try and search about that, try and read about this, and then write the answer in your own words. I told you earlier as well. Don't shy away from searching for content online. You're in that stage of answer writing. The only expectation I have from you is write in your own language. Even if you're taking content from online, write in your own language. That is how you will learn. That is how you will be able to improve in answer writing. If you want, you can submit these answers to me here. I'll be happy to evaluate that, give you a feedback. Do join me for the next class, but before that, do hit the subscribe button. Invite your other friends also here. Join the Telegram channel to get PDF of all these lectures. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Jai Hind.